On a night in very early January of 2020, my partner experienced some family issues that led to them abruptly moving out of their parents' house and in with their brother. That was hard on my partner, of course, but it was also hard on me. We had been together for about a year and a half at this point, yet we were already certain of us being partners forever. We were both very fresh out of high school, but both of us had driving anxiety, so neither of us had a license or a car. Before moving, my partner lived within walking distance of my parents' house. We would see each other whenever we could. My mom never allowed us to spend the night at each other's houses, and my partner was always kicked out by 10 p.m., so every second we would spend with each other, we would cherish it. Which is why it was so hard for us when they had to move. It wasn't very far, but that much more distance made all of the difference. My partner had also recently gotten a job, which added to the difficulty. Those few weeks until COVID hit were not the best. My relationship with my parents is difficult, and with my partner being separated from me for longer than even a second, it made my young adult emotions run wild. And then March happened. I was 19. My close friend lived halfway across the state. My partner lived about 20 minutes away from me. They were laid off from their job, and I could no longer go out to the thrift stores. I was stuck in a house that didn't love me, away from the person who cared for me, and so unbelievably bored. I was lost and wasn't sure of what to do next. My entire high school career, I had talked about moving to Colorado to live with my cousin, but now that didn't seem so likely. So I brainstormed. We brainstormed. My partner told me that I would be welcome in their brother's house, no payment required. I graciously accepted, but my parents did not. After writing notes to them because I was too afraid to speak, and after many days and nights of arguments back and forth, I had eventually settled on a date, whether they liked it or not. On April 11th of 2020, I packed my shit and moved out of my parents' house. And on April 15th, we booted up Outer Wilds. Having nothing to do, all we did all day every day was play video games and eat fast food. I had Game Pass on my Xbox because I loved trying out whatever new games Microsoft would throw on there, regardless of if it was the worst shit I had ever played in my life. And funnily enough, I had previously tried to play Outer Wilds on my own while still living at my parents'. I never got the launch codes and didn't fully understand the Zero-G cave, so I kind of just gave up and deleted it off my Xbox. But within the first days of living with my partner, they suggested we download it because they had heard some good things and it would be fun if we played a game together. And oh man, was it fun. We, mostly me, because I wanted the experience, decided that we would only play it when it was dark outside. Being that Outer Wilds takes place entirely in space, it made perfect sense to me. I would play Minecraft and Animal Crossing all day, while my partner would talk to their D&D friends and occasionally join me for a round of Mario Party or whatever else I could convince them to play with me. When the sun would set, we'd cuddle up in bed, ready to launch our ship into space. I was given free rein to explore as much as I wanted in a world where I was locked in. I would take control of the game most of the time, with my partner on the edge of their seat anxiously awaiting when I would hand over the controller or to try and figure out the next puzzle before I could. However, in those few moments when the ghost matter placement was too difficult for me to maneuver, or the anglerfish really fucking freaked me out, my partner was there to take the reins. They were there for me when practically no one else was. The time we spent playing this game is something I will never forget. I truly believe I experienced it at the perfect time in my life. I was a teenager, wanting so badly to go out and experience the world the way our little Hearthian does space. Unlike our space cadet, however, we were not alone in exploring our new reality together, this new chapter of our lives. We finished the game and viewed video games differently from that point on. We knew we'd never experience anything else like it. We moved out of that house about 6 months later, out of our hometown and into a small apartment in a new city. Together still, but somehow more alone. I speak from personal experience here, but the first year or so living in this new city was rough. My job was awful. I couldn't make friends no matter how many times I downloaded Bumble BFF, and we were so strapped for cash it's amazing we even managed to eat. I played some of my other extremely influential games during this period, like Disco Elysium and The Forgotten City, but nothing could ever quite scratch that itch that Outer Wilds left behind. That is, until the DLC was announced. I don't quite remember what we were doing when my partner told me that Echoes of the Eye was coming, but I remember the feeling I had. I was a child again, carefree and limitless. They immediately purchased the DLC on their computer as soon as it was available, and as soon as we had the time, we booted up the game again. That calming music and little campfire poofing into life felt like a warm hug after a very long year. Exploring through the Stranger felt completely new, but also the same. We would sit down, only at nighttime, on our couch instead of our bed, and explore this new and unforgiving territory together. We'd pass off the controller when things got too tough, or if we didn't quite understand a puzzle, just like how we'd work together during the day to solve our now adult issues. To me, this game signifies growing up. It signifies the strength of me and my partner's relationship. I'm a real adult now, with a full-time job and a big girl apartment. We still live in the same city, but we can support ourselves, have friends who love and care for us, and live with my best friend who used to be so far away from me. I picked up the game again recently, and though the feeling wasn't the same awe I experienced originally, I had this overwhelming feeling of love and gratitude. Love for Mobius Digital for making such a beautiful game. Love for my partner who has been through so much with me. Gratitude for reaching a point in my life I never thought I'd live to see. And finally stopping to look around me at everything that I can call my own. Thank you, Mobius. Thank you, thank you, thank you. For writing and creating a game that so beautifully sums up the transition from childhood to adulthood, whether you meant to or not. I know I'll never experience anything like it again, just like I'll never experience my late teens and early 20s again. I am so eternally grateful. I love you, Outer Wilds.